With Palworld being an open world game, choosing where to build a base to store and use your pals is something I've always struggled with, and I always seem to make the wrong decision. Now, there isn't necessarily a wrong decision, but there are certainly areas within the game that are more friendly towards players' needs than others. Whether you're just starting out and wanting early resources, or you've been through dungeons and boss fights throughout, knowing where to set up your base can really make a difference in how smoothly things go. In this video, we're going to go over the 5 best locations for your base in Palworld. Each one has its own unique resources and advantages, so you can find the perfect spot for your needs. Before we jump in, Palworld is best played alongside friends, and the best way to do that is through Bisect hosting. Hosting a Palworld server can be done within minutes, and if you ever run into any issues, our support team is on scene 24/7 to help with even the most stubborn of problems. Check out bisecthosting.com or click the first link in the description. First up is the Plateau of Beginnings, specifically just north of your starting point in single player at coordinates 230 by -489. This is a great location for players in the early game. It's packed with mining nodes, especially Paldeum fragments, which are crucial for crafting Pal spheres, something you'll be using throughout your entire playthrough. It also has plenty of ore spawns to keep you stocked up as you move into the mid-game progression. This means you won't run out of Pal spheres anytime soon, and that's a huge plus when you're trying to catch more Pals. Plus, there's a dungeon on the beach just south of this base where you can grind for extra materials, so it's a great spot to kick off your adventure. With easy access to resources and a dungeon to explore, this location gives you a strong start and sets you up for success as you dive deeper into the world of Palworld. Personally, this is where I started my very first base in the game, and I always love starting here in new playthroughs because it's just such a perfect spot that's an easy location for everything you need to get to. Next, let's talk about the small settlement at coordinates 8 by -528. This one is a little bit more out of the way, but it's worth the trek, especially if you're looking for a steady supply of ore and wood early on. You'll find plenty of both in this area, which is perfect for crafting and building. There's also a fast travel point nearby, so traveling is pretty easy once you get there. If you need a resource-rich spot to build your base early, this is a solid choice. Plus, the relatively calm environment makes it a great place to focus on gathering and crafting without too many threats getting in your way. Number 3, Cinnamoth Forest. If you're moving into the mid-game, you'll want to check out Cinnamoth Forest, specifically the southern region at coordinates -77 by -310. This area is perfect for gathering ore. You'll find a ton of it here, but that's not all. There's also sulfur, which is essential for crafting gunpowder. And of course, since we're basically playing Pokemon with guns, gunpowder is key for crafting some of the game's best firearms and explosives, so if you're planning to build a more combat-focused base, this location is ideal. You'll have everything you need to create powerful weapons while keeping your resources stocked up. With abundant resources and a mix of material, it's a great spot to start preparing for the tougher battles ahead. Number 4, Sealed Realm of the Guardian. If you're starting to run low on ore and need to shift to focus on gathering coal, then Sealed Realm of the Guardian at coordinates 180 by -39 is the place to be. Coal is a big part of advancing your technology tree, so if you're ready to push forward with your tech upgrades, this spot will give you solid supplies. It's a great place to set up if you're focused on machinery and tech, and can push you solidly through the technology tree to reach endgame items like the giant pouch and triple jump boots. With its focus on coal, it's also a perfect location to support long-term base development and help you keep the tech tree progressing smoothly. Number 5, Sakurajima Island. Last but definitely not least is the Sakurajima Island, located at the coordinates of -646 by 270. If you need crude oil, this is the place to go. This resource is essential for crafting things like flamethrower fuel, missile ammo, and frag grenades, which are necessary if you're getting into more advanced combat. With the Sakurajima Island update, this area became one of the best spots to farm for crude oil, making it a top choice for players who want to gear up with some high-tech explosive gear. Not only can you get great items for your weapons, but you'll also be surrounded by a beautiful landscape, which is the perfect background to a base that will last you well into the late game. So that's going to do it for our Palworld base building guide. Each of these locations offers something unique, whether you're just starting out or you're moving into the late game. When deciding where to build your base, think about your needs, whether it's resources for crafting, tech upgrades, or combat gear. Hopefully this guide helps you find the perfect spot for your base. If you found this video useful, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more tips and tricks, and let us know in the comments where you've built your base in the Palworld universe. Until next time, happy training and good luck catching those pals.